Here's the Yom Yom for today from the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe, a brilliant and renowned, famous scholar that he had tremendous gifts and remarkable deep depth in his studies. He came to Liaznim, where the first Rebbe was, and he threw himself into the study of Chassidut. The first Rebbe of Chabad, all of his pupils had been people that were not Chassidim. They came from, most of them, they were not Chassidim. And they saw the first Rebbe. One of them was a tremendous genius. In a short amount of time, he got into Chassidut and he learned. The first time he went into Yechidut with the Rebbe, as he asked, Rebbe, what am I missing? What am I missing? He's a genius. He has understanding. He has emotions. The Rebbe said, you lack nothing. You're a God-fearing person. You're a religious person. You do the commandments. You're friendly. You're nice. You're a tremendous Torah scholar. But you have to get rid of chametz. What does it mean, chametz? Chametz on Passover, it's forbidden. Chametz is bread that raises up, right? Dough that raises up. Awareness of yourself and your arrogance. And you have to bring in matzah. Matzah means tremendous surrender to God. To God. How do you do a thing like that? A person automatically thinks, is me. Somebody says something bad about me, I feel bad. Somebody that insults me, I get angry. Somebody praises me, I feel great. That's just a natural thing. What do you want from me? Says the Rebbe, what I want is a certain level of perfection that maybe no one else in the world will demand, but this is what I'm demanding from you. You have to get rid of any feeling of selfishness. You have to remember you're a creation of God. God is creating you every instant brand new. So there's no room for any false egotism. You have to, because renunciation of self, I like to say more like you have to harmony with God. Yourself has to be in harmony with God and not with yourself. An implement such as roasting spit can be used with yeshut. You're aware of yourself. Maybe I'll give you an example. Let's say you have a piano and one note is a little bit off tune. So that note always sticks out. When you play, you hear that note. The chord is a little bit wrong, right? If all the notes are exact, then all the notes play, and you don't hear individual notes. You just hear the music. You don't say, that C again, that C sharp. Right? You just hear the beauty of the music here. It's all like one unit. The same thing, a person. A person can be a genius, can be great, but if he's a little bit of egotism, so he's always feeling himself. It never really expresses what God is. You're always feeling that, wow, that guy is a genius. Wow, that guy is something special. Wow, and you really like it. That's what you really want. There's a saying about the first Rebbe of Chabad that once he was introduced to speak. He was introduced to speak and said, the great, the wonderful, the foundation of the world, the face of God in the world. And afterwards, they heard him in his room saying, the wonderful, the great. He was miserable. He felt terrible by the praises that he was getting. He didn't like the praises. He didn't want to. I'm just here to say what God wants. Not that people say, oh, that speech was wonderful. What a speaker you are, right? What a speaker you are. Do you remember what I said? I don't remember anything. I didn't understand, but the speech was fantastic. I cried the whole time. It was just amazing, right? And because some people, they know how to speak, but you feel the person more than you feel the message. Sometimes there is no message. But here we're talking about a person that does have a message. He learns Torah, he does everything, but he still has a little bit of egotism. How can you get rid of this? How can you tune the note that it comes out to be right? It says sometimes you have to burn it. You have to burn it. Such pride, because it repels the Shekhinah. So therefore, you have to remove the egotism from it by white heat, that the sparks go out. What is this white heat? Of love of God. Think a little bit more deeply about that God is creating you, how good God is, how powerful God is, and think a little bit less about yourself. And then eventually you can think more and more about what's good, and then the note becomes in tune. The sparks of bad fly out, and you become purified. thinking about God. Good. Let's stop here. And as I said before, well,